You're traveling through another dimension. A dimension not only of sight and sound, but of mind. A journey into a wondrous land whose boundaries are that of imagination. That's the signpost up ahead. Your next stop.
Pauperganda.
Greetings to you spooky folks out there. A little Halloween preview. It's Friday the 13th. I take any excuse I can to have fun with anything of the macabre persuasion. I'm macabre list today, however, with this list. Shirazwan and Nimchimsky, thank you for joining me, and well said, Nimchimsky. So I've been all over this list, getting, I'm not going to lie, a ton of 3-2s with this. Got a few 4-1s and 1 or 2 2-3s. Usually due to misplays, but this is my new baby, Infected Snow. I've gone through so many iterations, mostly in the sideboard, plus or minus some Lotus Petals, Manamorphous, all these things. I've tried everything. This is the list that just feels like it's really got everything going on. Ken Barb, all right, thank you for joining us. The big... Got 4 in the house too. The big elephant in the room, if you follow me on Facebook, I found out through about 3 of you that provided evidence that there was some pretty heavy ghosting going on in the last quite a while now, especially the last tribe show we had and stuff. So I'm not quite sure what to do. Everybody's, on Facebook, we've gone forward and backward about like, change your name. And then somebody knows it's on Fridays at noon. They're going to just cross-reference, see, okay, it's the same, boom, same advantage. I was thinking of putting a graphic that covers my hand, but then the give go with you guys sucks. On that same token, having a stream delay really sucks because I want to be able to do this, talk back and forth to you guys and stuff. So this isn't a community show today, but I am just going to jump into the tournament practice room, play 5 or 6 rounds, and I'm just going to call it like that. And for the indefinite future, I'm going to be showcasing decks like this and not putting my money up to have somebody have Urza's glasses on me the whole time. So I'm not saying that happened all the time, but it was enough. It was weird. It was kind of a windfall, about 2 or 3 just all in 1 week, and then one before that. So anyway, there's a lot you can do. It's a Twitch problem, such as yep. So I know, but hey, we're still going to be popping and doing all kinds of stuff. And hopefully, if you saw that new, thanks to MTG Bellingham crew, and especially I think I always get his name wrong. I'm so sorry. He's off in the jungles doing some awesome life adventure. Ryan Roberts, I think his name is, but yeah, MTG Bellingham crew, way up near Mock's boarding house. I believe he designed that little dab thing, and I asked him if it was cool, and so I made a quick little marketing and mass dabs promo out of the top. So she says, what's the most fun deck in Pauper? This one. I would say just my favorite deck to play with a win rate of over 45%. This is probably it. I would really like to do it. Without further ado, we're going to look at this. It's technically, you could call it 5-color Infect if you're kind of boring. I like to call it Infected Snow. I don't know, a little Game of Thrones callback or whatever. Why can we do it? Well, Cave of Temptation is awesome. That second ability is really cool, but only comes up about 10-20% of games maybe. We're able to run all these things. We're running 18 lands, but we've got Abundant Growth and Arcum's Astrolabe. And so between that and these, that's 12 ways to generate mana, and we don't have any double of anything. So we're able to kind of lean on everything's best features. So we've got 4 caves. We've got 14 snow-covered forests. 2 Unearths. I really like these. Believe it or not, this is actually really good against aggro decks and like Stompy. You usually tend to block, or you get swiped, you bring it back, boom. Every time they're doing that, they're losing because you're doing wither damage. This is the MVP of the deck. Nobody sees this coming. They burn your creature out. Sometimes you've got 2 mana. This is in the yard. You unearth it, reckless charge it. I mean, it gets crazy. Sometimes you might have a Seal of Strength out, and you can just win off of 2 mana. It can get pretty nuts. Mutagenic, obviously, just a 4-buy must-have. Glistener Elf, same so. 3 Rancors. 4 Seal of Strength, 4 Vastwood. We already went over this. 4 Myrs. We have 1 Solitary Soul's Fire, which is the only thing in Pauper that does this. It actually, you can use your, if I have a 5/5 Infect, you fog, I Soul's Fire, my creature 1 lives, it's not like Fling. 2, you take 5 Infect damage, and it can attack the next turn. And then we have Blighted Agent, easily the best card in the list. Let me check up on chat here. Sorry about all this choice of fun. Yeah, I would say it involves pretty high level of player agency. Not quite even sure what that means. All right, so I used to means about 8 hours ago, run 4 Acolytes because Jesskai's everywhere, and Burn can be a 50-50 matchup. But what I was finding is it's a little too intensive against Burn to run 4 of these because you need so much mana. And of course, I would draw these, and then I'd be stuck at 2 or 3 lands, and I really needed like 4. Every other game I get flooded, but not that one. Anyway, so I switched to Mask of Law and Grace, which also gives us a little bit of game against the rare mono black or maybe a Pestilence matchup, and we're able to get in for that little bit between that and Unearth. The Solitary Doomblade. Here's the deal. Standard Bear is an issue, big issue. We've got you could see we got Electrickery here. You can even Souls Fire the damn thing, but sometimes when it gets out of control, like against the Hexproof matchup, and it's like a 16/16 Standard Bear, you need something that can kill it. And so I'm going with an old classic Doomblade here. Hopefully I can catch it before that happens, or outside a Moment's Peace, being able to flicker things. We've got 3 Electrickeries. Delver's not that great of a matchup. This is one of my favorite decks that isn't that great against Delver. And 1 Viridian Longbow, just because it's another nice way around Tron. And if you are one of our coffee supporters, like Fuji Purple, Stephen Wake, Jared Gel, Fun 18, Hods, Nessie 3 the G, Into the River, Arkhammer, Hexen Rouge, MTM Tat, someone, Nim Chimsky in the house, Stephen Awake, Lovecraft 668, Emperor Olesh, or Pauper are bust. Or you could just go there right now to our coffee list and subscribe for just the minimum amount, and you can get my sideboarding guide, which I have right here. And it's just got a variety of notes, what you bring in, what you bring out against everything. I don't know. I am going to be playing in the Pauper playoff this Sunday, not the challenge. And I don't know if I'm going to bring this, but if I do, I'm ready because of all this this stuff. Anyway, so without further ado, I'm going to minimize this out here. We're going to just jump in here and play this dude. And hopefully they don't mind being on camera, because they are. Let's this way, you know, there's some benefits to this too, is that we're not going to have to wait around for opponents' famous last words. All right, so this way, very relaxing way, I can kind of give and go and get your opinions still. I don't have to worry about a boogeyman looking over my shoulder. Yeah! One of the drawbacks of a little bit of success we've had, let me make this hand a little smaller here. Now, normally I wouldn't want to keep this hand, but I've got 2 draws and a lot of ways to protect it, so I'm actually going to keep this hand. If I have 2 draws and no critters, I tend to do it, especially if I'm on the draw, but we don't know what we're up against. And honestly, this was, you know, make or break round of a tournament. I'd probably not, but, you know, we've got 2 more draws coming up, 3 if you count, if we just go out with Abundant and Astrolabe. So, all right, so here's one of the main matches. Okay, I'm very glad this happened, because I was beating Burn when I played 4 masks and no what do you call them, Acolytes. But when I switched to 4 Acolytes, I lost every game to Burn. So I'm curious how this is going to go down. We're probably going to lose the first game unless we get a real nice Reckless Charge, Blighted Agent draw or something like that. But you'll see. It's good times. And not that bad of a drawback. We're just getting all ready. Now if we get a Reckless Charge, this is good times. That's why Seal of Fire is one of the MVPs of the deck too. If you set that, forget it. You can see this thing can get really combustible really quick. All right. And I've got my really in a black tea, just that generic cheap crap. I get a huge jug of it because, you know, water is good for you. I figure why not have a little caffeine in it? And good times. Okay. Well, geez. Oh, we've got this and we've got this. I better start getting online here. I'll throw this out. I'll hold this back for Vines or Mutagenic in a pinch, but we draw another land next turn. Probably be able to just win here. Let's see how much they want to invest. When Burn does beat me, I shouldn't even say this because it's a nice guideline. You would think you want to race me, but you don't. You just want to aim at the creatures. And that's why Burn is so good, because of this dude, Thermo Alchemist. Just having a chat online, somebody was trying to come up with like an anti-creature burn list. And I'm like, that's very easy to beat. What's very hard to beat is when they lean on the creatures, because then you just have to kind of overboard. You're forced into it a little bit. So we're going to cast this. See if we can get a few more burn spells. Problem with Searing Blaze is it still hits us. Got my lucky chopstick. Long story on this one. So outside of me risking my own tickets and online money, I don't really see much too big of a difference here. Unless we run into a complete rogue, but that's kind of the theme of the show. So I don't know about you guys. I might actually start leaning a little bit more this way and not minding it. A couple weeks might go by and I'll be like, hey, maybe a tournament outing will be like the special thing, or I'm not quite sure how it's going to work. Along for the ride. It's just too bad. It's not like there's $100 on the line every game or something like that. It's pretty pathetic that people do that, but what are you going to do? Mark Rosewater. Agency game needs to have decisions. Oh, thank you for that, Nimchimsky. I see. All right, so that's going to go down. Our dude is safe. We're not. We're going to take at least 4. We need a little bit of help to go all out here. Down comes the man. And with the plan. Yeah, we could take 2 regardless and kill it. But I'd rather try to top deck the win. All we really need here is like a Rancor, Seal of Fire, another Mutagenic. Got to remember too, sometimes you want to, like, you feel like Mutagenics, at least I do, you're like, oh, I don't want to lose pain. It's like, what, you got green mana, dude. Chill. All right, this is going to be close now. I'm going to play this. Let's see if we can get this still. I normally don't like to do this on here. I probably should have done it on there. A little mini punt, just because when you do sacrifice this, not that it matters. Against hexproof, however, you do want to do that because when you pitch this, you can reduce the mask, ancestral mask cost. All right. It's a very valuable thing to be able to say no in a tournament, that's for sure, regarding those counterspell decks that you're talking about. They probably got a Fire Blast. All right, I think that'll do it. Let's bring this down. The order you trip these in are very important with Fire Blast. And, you know, if you're in the chat and you do feel like challenging this, yeah, just look away. That's fine. You want to be there. I'm just going to go for the... I'm doing this now in case he does have a Fire Blast. I'll be able to Vines. Whereas once it resolves, I'll be able to... Mutagenic can save it either way. Keep the chat going, people. I need to know that you're out there and spreading the love. We got a lot of new stuff in the... Just quick little Adult Swim style... commercials and such. Very cool. But yeah, I really recommend whatever deck you want to bring to a big tournament or whatever. It's it's the last thing you want to do. You sit there and you go, oh, well, I'm going to do this. I'm going to bring in 4 of these, 2 of those, take out 1 of these, 3 of those. Because it really, sometimes you'll catch yourself going, well, why am I even playing with 3 of those when I only need 2 in any scenario or whatever? So very valuable thing to print it, put it to paper, sleep on it, look at it the next morning, make some notes, fix it up. Yeah, it's good times. Just finishing my curry. And Little Fight got yet another new job, but it's a really good one. We talked about it last week. And so he's going to be joining us a lot later for most feeds. We'll see. All right, let's do this. We're going to go... I'll just throw this all out. Hopefully we can get a Fire Blast out of the situation. Cost him 2 instead of hitting us. All right, well, here we go for the win. I don't see a way out of this. Maybe a Simian Spirit Guide with main deck Pyroblast. I kind of like to do those little exercises where you're like, hey, what about this? And we'll go like this and keep it like that. No sense in overdoing it. Here comes 10. Woo! And maybe they'll overboard because we killed with blue. Maybe they'll bring in a bunch of... when it's the only card we really have. And we got Unearth when things go south, so... Okay, this is when they Let's see, we could go to 4, one less. If you had 4 mountains out, I'd be really worried, but I think we're all right. Chicken cornet is delicious. Full stop. Oops. Let's see. What's a burn? I should still keep track of what we're facing here. Let's do this. Bum, ba-dum, bum, bum. Okay. Off to game 2, and if you are a coffee supporter, you know what I'm going to do already. Should be. Some of these are pretty obvious, but I even have it for myself here. And I actually do bring in Doomblade just out of respect for Thermo Alchemist. That thing is the reason Burn wins, and we don't really have many ways to kill stuff unless they choose to block, and we've got a Myr with, you know, everything on it and stuff like that. So anyway, I bring out Reckless Charge just because it can kind of conflict with this and this every once in a while, but it's too powerful to just get rid of completely. And there's not much blocking going on here, and if it does, there's going to be dying. So we're going to go like this and go from here. Woo! Give me a Ric Flair in the chat. Hey, are there Ric Flair emojis? Hopefully. I wish I could choose this little text window to go somewhere else. Maybe I can build the reservoir up high enough to where it doesn't even show up. Ah! It's not lucky anymore, sucker. Yeah, this thing's badass. If you follow me on Facebook, that was so funny. Late last night, I played Hellsaw, and I was like, I gotcha! Nope. He has 1 Dispel in his deck, and champion that he is, and leaderboard and all that stuff, he had it. He also had Moment's Peace game 2, like at a crucial, like I think it was the 3rd turn or something, go for the win. It's like, you got 2 of them. It's like, that was another game when it was game 1. It's like, oh my goodness. All right, we've got this. We've got mana fixing. We're all right. We don't have our nice little security blanket, but Unearth acts as a security blanket. And I just love this card. End of turn, it still acts as like an Astrolabe or a, you know, the draw land. So we'll keep this. Open up the yards here and keep on moving. Mask of Law and Grace. That's the one, baby. The 2-2 split. It's not there for balance. It's there out of trial and a lot of error. We're going to throw this out here. Go like this and hope for the best. Keep in mind, if you are playing against Hellsaw's Tron, the creature you really want to lean on is actually the Glistener Elf if you like this build. Blighted Agent, they've got Pyroblasts and stuff, and they've got enough artifact removal, especially Shattering Pulse and such, that sometimes Ichorclaw Myr is my go-to because it's colorless and gets around Prismatic Strands. But in that matchup, it's one of the few that the Glistener Elf really shines. So it did actually cost me the match. I was 1-1 and experience with it, and his vast experience, pretty unbalanced. So all right, wow, we're already at 12. This is crazy. Well, next turn I can just rush on over with all this. So what I'm going to do is just put out a Sacrificial Lamb here. Disruption says, never thought I'd see a Pauper hand that you could keep with 4 different colors and only 1 color. Yeah, it's ridiculous, Disruption. And Paulo Cabral was interviewed again on yet another new podcast that we shared on our Facebook page because it's about Pauper. We're going to share it. And his opinions are pretty much mine. It's just, you know, it just becomes these grab bags of, yeah, you can play everything, but it's like, I don't know that Infect should be able to have this much reach, and then the drawback of drawing a card. It's like, are you kidding me? Hasn't played a land. I think these are going to take some real counters, so I'm just going to let him through here. We'll see. I mean, I can Reckless Charge on the Agent next turn. I've got Mutagenic backup if he's holding out on like a... sucks against burn, though, when you have to use the Phyrexian mana for that. Forgotten Cave shows up. The good news is if and when Arcum's Astrolabe gets banned, there's that other... whatchamacallit, there's an enchant land, but you have to sacrifice it to draw the card that you could play in place of it. So it got me a little upset at myself because this was available. Well, no, I guess Cave of Temptations are really another reason to play it. It's very clunky without that. You've got built-in critter boost and all kinds of other goodies. So, well, I don't quite know what I'm waiting on here. I'm going to lead off with a I would say both these dudes, because I'd rather have this be unblockable, and that if they block, nothing's going to happen here. So we'll go like this. We'll drop here. Reckless charge. It's probably going to make them go there. We'll attack here. And guess what? It flashes back. So if this was just a dead board, our opponent was hellbent, it's like having a giant growth that you can just triple the cost and play it again. Oh, and it gives it haste. Pretty nasty. And don't use the new artwork. Ugh. This artwork's so much better, I think. So it gets the boost. I don't think I'm going to pop this now. I mean, he might have an Electrickery. This feels a little hollow, but we did get rid of their big kaplowy turn, if that's a verb. It is now. That's the one. Thank you, Nimchimsky, Unbridled Growth. Yeah, I sure wish that was just Abundant Growth again, so I could play 8 of them. But you can make the argument that that's actually very good against Hexproof because of my Ancestral Mask reference that I was talking about earlier. So we really want like a... well, just about anything. Seal of Fire would be nice. They tap out. It'd be nice to get a... uh-oh. This looks grim. They're drawing cards. Is the Searing Blaze here? No! Not that we care. And if we drew another land, it's okay, because we could Unearth and then Reckless Charge. And I mean, if you think 4 Infect damage with haste, that's a terrifying concept in Pauper. Are we going to get blasted out here? I mean, that'd be like being able to consistently make a 9/9 creature come at somebody. It's pretty crazy. All right, well, that mana's invested there. I can't play that. That's too... about the best case scenario here. I mean, I've got to kind of sit back and block and hope he just doesn't have we draw a land. I think the only realistic out here is to play Agent as a blocker, unfortunately. I hope he just has a land and attack here. I'll save those. Just want to be as meek as possible for as long as possible. That helps. We'll rock like this. We'll attack. Tempted to do this, but if he does have Electrickery, it is game 2 after all, and I save this, I can still stay alive. So we're just going to hit him for 2 here. I'll try to kill that lava. I don't have any delusions. We're not going to live past this turn if statistics have anything to say about it. Yeah, if I mean, Modern Masters obviously is a great set to buy for Pauper investment, but the new one is pretty awesome too. I would definitely recommend doing that. It's one of those sets, I think, if you sit on it, just like new Pyrexia and stuff, this cards just go up because it's so different. You look at like Invasion block, a lot of different blocks have done similar things like that, where it's hard, very I'm just gonna keep it like it is. There's a little tweaks I have here and there, but for today I'd rather just narrate well. Yeah, my drugs have worn off with my cough, and it has come back a little bit. Good news, it's nothing medical. It's just a little bit of acid reflux. So, but I got to find something to quell it. Maybe in the diet. I'm not sure. You got to be careful of hands like this, though. This is a pretty dead hand. Sometimes I'll have double cave with double Myr, and it's fine because I'll be able to chime into some. But I'm going to mulligan this. It'd be nice if we saw our sideboard come up. We've got draw. We've got critters. We'll keep. I've seen much better. I've seen much worse. I'm actually going to get rid of that. Tough decision. Got to keep my critter, and I like the free spell in case they do have a... We saw Martyr, so maybe Electrickery is out of the question. Maybe it's a 2-2 split. I don't know. What I'm interested in doing, though... Actually, if you're going to play this deck, too, always lean on Astrolabes first, just because your Cave of Temptations just a little bit better if you lay on Astrolabe as opposed to the Abundant Growth. So if you have a choice, do that. Plus, it confuses your opponent. Yeah. Acid Trip. Maybe I should be playing that. I should eat a Acid Trip card live on the air. I tend to hold off on Cave of Temptation as long as possible. All right. Well, that's not going to be possible much longer. See how this does. It'd be nice if our hate shows up, like he taps out and we get the mask right now. It's kind of a good game. There we go. Or Doomblade would be nice right about now. Well, we got protection. Not much of it, but we'll take it. So by this time we play the second cave, this will be a natural 3/3 every turn. That's a pretty scary proposition. You can just keep pumping it up. It's a very good card and hexproof too. Not many people are playing it. I think it's going to start seeing a rise in popularity. What do we have here? I hate having to use this, but hopefully he's going to hard cast maybe an Electrickery in response, but it's my only dude. We're done drawing our cards. It'd be nice to get either a Doomblade or our protection spell, but not quite sure it's even going to work here. Yeah, he could roll to that. And tomorrow, Twitch streamer chokes live on MTG card. What did him in finally? Acid Trip. What's really creepy genetic-wise, I was talking to my mom, who's a vampire in her own right, and the lady's almost 80, I think. No, she's like 70, in her high 70s, and she looks like she's in her late 40s. It's crazy. But anyway, same age. She had the same issue. Went away eventually, but yeah, it was just so strange. It was like, oh, there must be just some little time clicker in my DNA from her that makes that happen. Very strange. I would watch that, says Nimchitsky. Hey, whose side are you on, Nimchitsky? That is not my style of deck. Even though I do like Azorius a lot, I tend to like a little bit roguier builds. All right, well, this isn't looking too well so far. Let's attack. They can't really do anything here. I'm going to keep that back just for Electrickery or for the Alpha Strike. Or for Get2 Lavamancer. Maybe that'll show up. He does have 2 in the yard here, so we got to be careful with that. We'll hit there, play this. This is feeling like neutered Infect right now because we're just kind of drawing clunky. Remember, we've got 4 Ultra Hate cards and protection from red. It's just we're not drawing them. And I would rather have this than what was happening to me last night. Same deck, same everything. I would draw the hate card and be stuck on 2 lands. So hey, long time no see, Hods. Good to see you. I know you showed up a minute or 2 ago. I was just slow to get to the chat. Thank you and welcome back, my friend. I think it was Reed Duke that said it best. Better to play what you like rather than what's best. And I really like Infect, so I'm kind of leaning on playing this weekend. Infect breaks so many rules. All these, gain 30 life storm cards and all the lands that gain life and Lone Missionary. You're just like, go ahead. I don't care. Pulsamoros, that's fine. It's just an expensive reanimate. All right, what's he hitting here? Us, all right. Well, I guess they don't have that backup. This is kind of scary. Uh-oh. Oh, they got it, don't they? I'd really like to see where our hate is, because I think they've got it the way they're playing here. Or they're looking for that, kind of forcing us to win the game. I got to do 9 Infect damage in 1 turn at this stage. Well, guess they don't have Fire Blast. Unless they're going for a Dramatics. That doesn't help at all. Well, we might as well hit it off here. Boink. We'll throw it on our best thing. You know what? If I could do that over, I would probably target that because they might have brought in Artifact Hate. Or that Smash to Smithereens. So, again, this might be the better target. Alright, Are you pausing for dramatic flair? Is this what he's doing? Booyah! He's got it. Good job. Good times. All right. Okay. It's like, remember this. Stare at it before we let you go. I did a mini Ozzy Osbourne. Let's go. Oops, that says that. I'll say create. I'll say Pauperganda. We'll say go. Oops, bouncy screen. Even in here it does that. Man, that's frustrating. Whoop. All right. One good thing about this instant. Good grief. All right. Yeah, we want to play first. Let's go. Yeah, we don't really have anything. We've got a lot of kaboom if we knew we were going to draw something, but with only one draw and we're not on the we're on the play, I'm going to say mulligan this. Throw this back. Double draw can bring something back from death. We'll keep. This stage though, I think I'm going to throw out the vines. Done. I should have saw how far away we had. 5 hate cards in that matchup in both games 2 and 3. We didn't see any, so it happens. What? This is what I was a little bit afraid of. When it's not for money, a lot of times you can get these just quitters. So did they go down, or is he just gonna? I'm just gonna quit here. I don't want to. He didn't. He had 7 cards in his hand, and I think this is just gonna sit here forever. So all right, let's we'll create another one. Ha! Go from there. Ooh. So yeah, the decks I've been having a little bit of issue with have been Burn and Tron when it's a top player. I can usually beat Tron 2-0, but if it's Hellsaw and company, I can it's usually a 2-1 and something I did wrong, or some little issue there. So hopefully I can just keep playing and making this stuff work out. So all right, I got the little Pauperganda right here. Beep beep beep. Good times. I guess I can go over the a little bit more over the list. I was going to play a variety of lists today, but I'm just going to try to keep it as close to the old show as possible. But yeah, Soul's Fire, just a hell of a card. A lot of y'all on Facebook didn't even know about it, so it's always funny to me because I've been around Pauper so long. I just assume everybody knows every card like I do, and sometimes I'll bring something to the affair and boom. Remember Seal of Fire when I was talking to Methodical? He was just like, "Huh?" And I was just, "Yeah, man, check this out." Pyrite Spell Bombs, another. If you like those builds, it's actually the next generation of that because it gets around Prismatic Strands and takes out a lot of stuff. So that's a very good call. I almost ran it in this, just because you can draw a card. And when I was trying to come up with the anti standard bearer, but I wanted it to be organic, right? So thank you for that, Nimchimsky. Oh man, and I had this really cool. Actually, I'll show you. So here was my standard bearer for Infect. These were my options. I wanted to give it a counter, and I didn't. Here's the other thing. I didn't want it to be an instant, so these two are out. This one looks like, hey, it gives a poison counter, -1. When a creature dies, they get a poison counter. Why wouldn't you play that? Well, against Infect, or Hexproof, sometimes it's like a 10-10 standard bearer, and you're out. Same with this. Very flexible. I tried this. Got a 4-1 when I played this one. It boosts your creature for 2. You can kill a standard bearer, or you can gain 2 life. And believe it or not, I beat a Hexproof deck because I gained 2 life. They got me. I was at 13. They came at me with 13 Silhana, and I gained 2 life, and I was able to swing for the win. So it acted as like a black fog, but more on that later. Yuck! We're going to mulligan this. We're going to keep this. And what are we going to throw out here? We probably... Stuff will die. I do want the boost, but I'm going to get rid of Unearth. I'll say done. More of a wait around card. Turn 2. I've got a bunch of turn everything else. So tonight is the tourney practice room. Yeah, Hod. So for the time being, until I can think of a solution, or maybe there won't be one, and I just do this from now on to showcase new decks and results the same. But yeah, having the person start off with Glasses of Urza isn't all that fun. All right, so we're up against black. I've got 2 critters. I'm going to play a little wanton here, and just, you know, if he's got this figure, I can at least Mutagenic it. Next turn, obviously, we're going to seal a strength and a Glistener. We're not going to play Astrolabe till we need to this matchup, but I've only played mono black once, and I beat it. It was 2-1. It was really close, and it was because of Reckless Charge. So, yes, I did not want it to be an instant, just because there's so many dispels out there, and I also didn't want it to be red or blue. Very important because there's just so many Pyroblast, Hydroblast, Red Elemental Blast, Blue Elemental Blast. So it's kind of stuck to black in its good old time. So I'm going to go strong here. I'm just going to set out Seal, pretend like we don't have anything. If I get a... This is... You can lull people to sleep with this build. If you look closely, if we got a Reckless Charge, we win. Because we'll be able to have a hasted Glistener Elf, and the Seal of Fire has already been paid. So it can... This thing can really win out of the blue. Hey, there it is. All right, well, next turn we're going to be having some fun. We might do it right now if... Of course, you know, you got to watch out for Guest's Verdict. That's when it's just like, oh my gosh. You go all in, and just like, I mean, it's always Infect's woes, right? I just think ghosting's a pretty ridiculous concept. Like, I could actually believe it if there was a lot on the line and somebody's out there just going, look at me, I'm on the stream. But we're here for the community to share ideas, that sort of thing, give you guys some content to look at later on YouTube, whatever. And but when I'm putting up my own tickets for it, and don't want to turn it into a grab bag. Astrolabe. All right, well, chill. This is when you really want them to tap all out. They feel pretty safe against Infect. We don't have anything, unless they're ghosting. But it doesn't really matter now. Not much on the line. All right, there's that. This is when we really want Blighted Agent. Been seeing a lot more of these mono black kind of kill everything builds. Like my old Blackthorn build. Modified. This is MBC. This is cool because there's no easy matchups so far. These are just 2 decks I burn them like 50-50 against, and I should lose this one. I'm still going to do this. It'd be really nice to get either another land or a Blighted Agent. All right. I'm going to... You know what? I'm not going to do that. I'm going to sit. Because if I get a land here, I can double play, and then Edicts aren't going to save him. Then I'll be able to rush with the Reckless Charge, unless he doesn't tap Thorn. And this deck, I really like it, but I think if it caught on, or it turns into something, which I hope it does. I mean, who doesn't hope that? But I think its percentage win will go down a little bit because the whole Reckless Charge angle is going to be a wee bit, hopefully we'll see here if they're ghosting. All right. So we win. This happens all the time. I mean, they could have Snuff out still. But, I mean, this is a matchup we're supposed to lose, right? It's like, okay, I got a turn to answer that. No, you don't. Did I mention it flashes back? We're playing with 64 cards. Boop. Better be careful where I clicked. I almost hit that. Boom, boom, boom. I mean, we don't even have to divest in any of this stuff. We'll just throw here. We get the concession. And what's cool is because of this in games 2 and 3, you tend to see people playing very hesitantly. They won't attack you. They won't do that. So it buys you 3 or 4 turns that you normally wouldn't have. So, yeah, Nimchimsky, I thought so too, but it's a 4 life investment, and the majority of the time, they rage quitted. Okay, the majority of the time, the problem with Snuff Out is they're packed full of dispels or another flicker or another thing, and then you're just so out of the tempo race. Even if it works, they usually just rebuild the next turn. So that's why I found instants I don't really like them too much. There's just dispels floating around anyway. So I wanted to go over this tech here. We'll go to a commercial right after this. I gotta use the restroom. I've been drinking too much tea. Sicken's a very, very underplayed card in the right scenarios. I mean, obviously you can cycle it, so that's awesome. But the creature, I wanted them to get negative counters. So this was my first option. Then there was Feebleness, which cost 2, which is actually an upside because I wanted something that could kind of get around Fairy Macabre too. But you could play it as, it has flash, so you can still play it, and it gets, you know, a nice little dead weight effect. A lot of people don't know about this card. There's another one a lot of people don't like. But I actually played this to a 3/2 in one of my builds. I ran these. Logic being, you know, hey, I can kill a standard bearer, or after I pump my dude up, it's Black Giant Growth. Problem is what I was just talking about. A lot of times in the hexproof matchup, they build up the standard bearer so big that this is just kind of a bad pump spell. So, and I read it wrong. A lot of my dyslexia probably to blame. But I thought it killed the creature no matter what if you did it as an instant. But it's just this dies no matter what. But it stays on there permanently. But we don't have anything that can survive this, so that takes the X. Anyway, and Serrated Arrows, obviously, really good card. Tribes out there, Delvers out there. It's a very strong card. It might be the right call. I might come back to it. I don't know. But what I ended up sitting on is... for those of you that are wondering, is where did it go? Where did it go? Oh, there, Infected Snow. Hey, it's a cool name, right? Was just a solitary Doomblade. I can also, you know, I've got Electrickeries for the thing early. Soulsfire can, in a pinch, hand it off, or I can Doomblade. And so a lot of times, decks that I know are bringing that in, I can do that. However, there's a really neat interaction you need to be aware of with this. Looks just a nice one, Lovecraft. See, that's a good thing about my generation. We don't mind being teased. We don't cry a river and ask everybody to be publicly shamed. I'd bring it on. I love it. Anyway, so my sideboard here, we've got some neat interaction you might not be aware of is the Crimson Acolyte. You can target other creatures. So if you target their standard bearer, you have one of these out, and you have this in your graveyard or in your hand, a lot of times you win. Because you're like, okay, standard bearer, you're protected from red. My creature isn't. Boink! And you go for the win. Anyway, guys, I'm going to run to the restroom real quick. We'll be back to play a few more games after this with Infected Snow. See you in a few.
Every letter you called is in this puzzle. Shh. Boy, call the right letters, didn't he? It's a thing. You have 10 seconds. Can he do it? Good luck.
Magic hand, magic band, magic yan, sand, vand, canned, jan, panned, fan, band, wand, wand, oh!
Pick him up.
Leather mullet.
Brooke?
Leather wallet.
There you go. Lolita.
Oh, self-potato? Sorry.
No. Michael?
Self-portrait.
Yeah, that's it. All right. The category is thing. And it's Robert.
Cake baker.
No, everybody else. Kate.
Care package.
Yeah, that's have a letter.
J.
There is a J. If you could solve the puzzle right now, there is a jackpot of nearly $10,000 in addition to the money you have. If not, you have to either buy a vowel or spin the wheel.
I'll solve the puzzle.
Go ahead.
I have The Wine by Johnny Cash.
That is not correct. I'm sorry.
Okay. The Pointed Desert.
No, still time.
The Printed Desert.
James, it's your turn.
The Pointed Desert.
No, you still have time.
I still have time. I like to solve?
Say it.
The Pointed
It's
Desert.
not the Pointed Desert. No matter how many times you say it.
The Painted Desert.
There you go.
Pointed.
Yes, there are 2 Fs. If you could solve the puzzle right now, there's a jackpot of $7,650 in addition to everything you have. Can you? If not, buy a vowel or spin the wheel.
Go to the front of the cave.
Well, you don't want to be in the back of the cave. I'll give you that.
A perfect brew every time. Dawnbringer's Coffee. The rarest beans. Fire roasted. A one drop of perfection. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose bold, rich, legendary flavors. Choose Dawnbringer's Coffee. The angel on your shoulder.
Available at all fine Sinclair superstores.
And we're back. So if you've got any ideas about what I was just talking about with regards to the sideboarding issue, I'm not saying that Standard Bearer is that big of an issue. A lot of times you just run over it. And I ran Gut Shot for the longest time. But again, when they build it up, mostly against hexproof, they tend to, go all in with that stuff. And that's when it gets out of range. So that's why I leaned on Doomblade and such, and Electrickery early. So hey, good luck to you too, noob. All right, we have no draw except for Unearth. We're not going to count that. We'll mulligan this. We've got this, this, and this. We can kill really fast if they draw dead. We'll throw this back. Go like this. Sneak fast. Hello, back at you, my friends. Green fight cards. Yeah, I thought of a few of those. There's even a few instants. Pit fight and such. Again, really wanted to kind of lean on sorcery, but if it's like a 2/2 or higher, those fight cards just kind of they don't really do much against the Standard Bearer when it has a big beefy backside. So I just really had to go for broke there. So Olash in the house. All right. So we've got a snow covered out. This is rough. I'm going to just on the off chance they're playing a Mezzo build here, I'm going to go like this. I don't know if it's snow or not. We'll see. A little nerve-wracking here. Hopefully it's another island and we can kind of keep getting under. All right, it's something roguey. Oh, probably going to get roasted is the other point of this. Here, oh, nope. All right, cool. Well... I'll lean on this. Could bring out whatchamacallit there. I'm going to take my licks while I can get them here. Not quite sure what we're up against here. Hey, he even spelled my name right. That's a rare thing. Ooh, speaking of acid trip, there we go. All right. Dreamstalker showing up. With that big of a backside, boy, we are really going to want to have, you-know-who show up. Blighted Agent. Let's go. There's that. We've got quite a few things going down here. I could run into that. We're probably going to get acid tripped. I'm just going to... given that I think we're up against just Azorius here, so I'm going to kind of go all out. Next turn, yeah, we're not using Reckless Charge to its full potential, but I'm just going to rock like this because we're going to get in for some good damage. Next turn, in theory, deluxeicoff. Yeah. Astrolabe. No, we've got him. We just didn't draw him yet. Are they just watching us talk about acid trips? It's got to be what you're playing. Oh, familiars. All right. I can't draw that Blighted Agent soon enough. There's a lot of big backsides here, and probably more like a storm combo here, eh? I think I'll save that for surprise value. It's whatever you trip this on outside of this dude is going to get squished. Well... yeah, let's do this. I'll throw this in the yard. I'm going to put it on this because it's going to be guaranteed to either hit or kill whatever. Then I can take out the Dreamstalker. Depends. I'm going to go like this. And we got this next turn too, so it's good times. We don't always have to use it that way. Power Touch, I think it's more likely. An Acid Trip, running familiar. I think you're right. Alright, so that's dead. Now the question... He's at 4 there. That's going to go through here. Let me get this through. His Dreamstalker's going to be neutered. We'll be down a card, but we still got the goods. They're at 9. Let's see what we're up against here. Probably sitting on a moment's peace and such. Tempted to pull this, but we don't have any colors after that. It blocks anything here. Actually, I'm just going to wear stuff down. Unfortunately, we don't have any extravagant kill here. We could still just draw our Soul's Fire. That'd be pretty fun. I had the hand back. I'd probably hold that for us. Just make them think we got a Vines or something. A little misplay there. Yeah, Prey Upon's good, but a lot of times it'll 1-for-1 our own dude. But thank you for that, Chimsky. Again, you gotta. I want you guys to think of a standard bearer like an 8/8 or bigger. And so that's kind of was the premise there. There's a lot of really efficient ways to do that, but you know, and I draw them, and I'm like, oh crap, it's just gigantic now. So skip my next draw step. Boy, you know what? Good for you, Don't Shoot, I'm Noob. I have never seen fatigue played on me yet. I just don't draw. Well, that sucks. Now then, boy, they've got a lot of defensive mana open, 5 cards up. Hey, we learned something today, huh? Fatigue. Kind of feels like I am sometimes when it's just like, yeah, Tron. All right, you got it on turn 3. So what I'm considering here, stuff is going to die. I just want it to really die. This is just overkill right now, so I'm going to actually charge it up and say, hey, you don't want us to draw a card? We'll still draw one. Okay, cool. Let's see what we got. All right, let's kill everything unless they've got stuff. All right. Most familiars don't feel so fierce now. What do we have here? Got him at 1. Be nice if we drew a top decked our. See, now we don't even care. If you're playing aggro right now, you're like, son of a bitch. They're coming back. It's like, nope. Gain all the life you want. In fact, add a few zeros to that if you want to. Gain 600 life. We don't care. Nice, sneak fast. Paper in high school. It's funny, my youngest is really into Pauper, and not so much Pauper, just MTG. And, you know, he put a few cards in his binder, and my oldest was like, don't do that, man. You'll get all, like, ostracized and stuff. And it was like, no, quite the opposite. Literally, like, every other kid in his class is like, oh, you play? And they're starting to play quite a bit, so I guess it just got grouped into that whole, you know, geeky chess geek sort of vibe thing. But I don't know. God, I'd love to go back in time. And when I finished high school is when Magic was invented. So it was about 1 year after that I started playing at the dark. Oh, man, you're cruel, Shiraz. That's some bastardry, if that's a word. Yeah, I know it isn't. All right. Well, we've got kind of the same boat here. We can kill a lot of stuff. I think we should just hang on to this. Really drawn kind of clunky here. I'm okay trading. Going to take something down. All right. Let's take out this dude. I said this dude. There we go. Woo! Don't want any aggro flyers. We need to buy time. We still got Unearth. We still got Reckless Charge. Void Snare. Yeah, I'm actually glad that that deck, I used to call it Rat Lock, is gone. At the beginning of your upkeep, start flickering rats. It was like, ugh. God, talk about I want to do anything else other than play Magic. That deck was horrible for that cause. All right, he's got Archaeomancer. Kind of a similar theme here. He's going and grabbing Fatigue. That blows. We're going to skip our next draw step. Hey, that's a lot stronger play than... Oh. No, I'm all about making the opponent sad. I kind of am too, I guess. All right, come on. Blighted Agent. How about even better, like a Astrolabe into Blighted Agent? That'd be really fun. Doink! You're dead. Well, he's probably sitting on some disciplined fog effects. Given the creature colors, I would say it's probably more of the Moment's Peace Persuasion, but we'll see. All right, here we go. And I believe there's a gigantic, we'll go blue here. Rock like this. And put them in the oh crap mode. Well, I guess they're not on any counters. That should have drawn it. But I believe it, our RW Hobbies, I think they're in somewhere up north. I'm not even going to butcher the time, but the same place it does Pop It Like It's Hot podcast. I think this weekend is the big event that the professor's attending. It's like a 1K event. Pretty cool. So Blighted Agent meant the difference there. That was cool. Off to game 2. I don't have any idea what the hell I'm going to bring. Oh, boy. Poor guy. All right. Interesting. Soul's Fire I like. I didn't really see too much of anything. We've got some tricks going back and forth. All of these are pretty much dead. Our stuff isn't really dying. So I think I'm just going to bring in maybe a Doomblade for any shenanigans that might get out of control. Don't even know if they, it might not be. What do you guys think? You think that's even worth it? I don't know if Doomblade's even worth it. It'll sure feel nice if they bring in Standard Bearer. That being said, I want to have 2 options, so I'm going to bring in another Soul's Fire just for a Standard Bearer. They are on white after all. We'll take out Unearth. This is going to help with the flicker effects on both sides of the board. This is going to get over walls. We'll be all right. Let's try it. I say we'll be all right. I don't know. I'm not some soothsayer. Maybe we'll get trounced. Here comes the tech, right? Woo! Power Slots, that's a good call. You know, it's funny that millions of times I played Journey, I seriously just haven't considered it. But I am going to write it down. Thank you for that. Because what I didn't like about Doomblade is that it is an instant. Sometimes you love it, sometimes you hate that. But, yeah. Very good. I can't. Yeah, it's one of those things. It's just like in that no rules Pauper tournament. We're gonna keep this. It was so funny. I forgot Faithless Looting. Of all things, if I had a tattoo of a magic card, not a symbol, it would probably be Faithless Looting because of how many decks I've designed centered around that card, and for me to forget it. So I got to catch myself when people go, "What about?" And I kind of roll my eyes mentally, and I'm like, "Oh no, you're right." A lot of times that's. Whew, so this is drawn really well right now. Against non-red based decks, which almost don't exist. The Lotus Petal variety that I was playing about 3 days ago seems a little better because you can just really power out wins. But you have to go all in, and everybody's playing Scred and such. So I see your wall, and I will play you an unbeatable card. I'm sure. Very beatable, but you've got to have the right stuff to do it. Boink. Oh, Unearth is fantastic. I've almost, that was the big debate I had when I took out Lotus Petal, because I figured 18 lands. I was getting flooded a little bit here and there, and a little bit overkill on the color chart thing. I wanted more threat density. It was between the third Rancor or the third Unearth. And I went with the Rancor. Well, that sucks. Does he have a way to... Okay, that's fine. Now I can Souls Fire my own dude. That way he doesn't keep getting back Reality Acid. That's an option. After I hit here. I mean, we're not going to draw anything. It's a frustrating option. This is interesting. I mean, I could power out a Ichorclaw Myr with charge, probably eat the familiar. He bounces that back, puts it on the thing, and then I'm kind of up against it. I can always, I think I'm going to do that just because I can always Souls Fire next turn using the Ichorclaw. So I'm just going to try to go for maximum carnage here. We'll throw out the Myr. This just, Reckless Charge and Infect are just so ridiculous. It feels, well, kind of feels like cheating a lot of games. There's some games where you're just like, good, whoa, look at that last black game, right? It was like, black removal, your turn. Oops, you lost. So you might return it and agent will go bye-bye. But and as the game gets longer, what's really neat, you all know I love Retrace because what do you do with extra lands? Well, in this case, your extra lands help, and you're able to ditch things like Cave of Temptation. Oh boy, he's got a whole nother one. Okay. Hopefully we can make him pay for this. I think I'm just going to flashback Reckless Charge here. Or, you know, you can trip Souls Fire, pay for this. But after about 4 or 5 mana, it's usually you got one of these and you can start using them for something. And so there's just a lot of stuff I really like about this deck. All right. So we've got this here. Careful now. So we're going to hit for 4. 7 technically. We're going to attack here, and then we're going to fling it towards him, right? Now, hold on a minute. Yeah, I'll throw it on this. We could flash this back. That would be 8. Might want to save the fling for something else, huh? Let's do that. Hold on, that's 7, that's 8. If we fling that, 5. He takes it. Wait. What am I doing? I'm going to hit him for 5. He'll be at 6, and then we win. Duh. Sorry. Maybe I didn't have enough coffee this morning. We will attack. Boink, boink, boink. So we can wait. And remember, you're not losing your creature with this, so you can play nice and slow. Boop. Boom, boom, boom. Read it. Target creature you control. Don't click anywhere else. And we say you. And Souls Fire for the win. Alrighty. What was that? I'll just put Azorius. Boop, boop. Alright. So, deluxeicoff. Yeah, hey, man. If I ever got big time, I'd have to go with that. So let's just jump right in here. I see a new name. Let's jump. Hopefully they're not a quitter. The one thing once in a while, I'll be in a tournament. I just had that happen the other day. Of course I was up. It's never when you're down. And there was some emergency at the school. And it's like, you got to go pick them up. I'm like, all right. Auto quit. And then I was like, crap. All right. Careful. Cave of Temptation looks like a spell. We got 2 lands. We got mana fixing. We've got all kinds of stuff. We're going to keep. Now, if I had another creature, I would lead off with the elf, but the play here is probably the Abundant Growth or a seal. Just depends what you're up against. I pity the fool, quits at magic. Nice. Toothmaker in the house. All right. Woo. So, yeah, we lost a close one to burn, beat MBC, no problem, and the Zorius combo was a little too much too fast. I'm going to say okay here. And now our mana's all right. We don't have any color requirements here. I'm actually going to lead out with some protection here just in case my spidey senses are tingling. I'm thinking we're going to be the aggro here, which is usually a pretty safe bet, but oh, never mind. Well, at least we've got anti-lightning bolt technology. I remember Toothmaker and I back in, God, what was that? 2001 or 2. We were trying to spread this rumor that Mr. T was this awesome Magic player, and he played it all the time. There are a few NFL players that are pretty well known. Ooh, going up against Reanimate. We don't have much game against this. Let me do this. Don't really have to worry about anything outside of maybe a lightning axe. Excuse me. Next turn I can do all that, so I'm going to just try to draw here. Maybe we'll get a mutagenic to save us from any sort of quick turn shenanigans. Alright, cool. We've got another creature. I don't care what happens to the Glistener Elf. Who cares? Oh, you're right, Powers Touch. That's right. It's a Trumar. Nice. Gotta say it like Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's a Truma. Be one of his bad dad joke movies or something, right? But I'm kind of liking this little laissez-faire sort of, you know, still playing Pauper, still seeing a lot of new variety of decks, still focusing on one and the tech and all that. Only thing different, I don't care if somebody's ghosting because we're just having a good old time and I don't have any tickets on the line here. I'll do that in my own time from now on for the near future. All right, we got this, we got this. We'll throw this out. Let's make this an easy option there. Well, shoot, that's 9. That's a lot. Ah. 6, 9, 12. Little clunky here. I'm going to roll with this. I'll just attack here. If he blocks here, I'm very tempted to not even use the seal because I want to have something to bring back if he reanimates with Exhume, which we all know he's probably got. No block. Just in the case they're running main deck Electrickery, I'll hold back. Oh, is he following my little weight loss challenge? I really plateaued. I'm stuck at like the, that's cool. About negative 11 pounds. I'm just really holding there. I'm working out harder than ever. Intermittent fasting, doing all this stuff. Need Mike Man's help if he's out there in chat. Because, man, it's frustrating. You work so hard and you just like, it starts falling off real fast and then you hit that level where you're like, oh, man, what's going on here? But I'm in it for the long haul. And especially, all right, I got this. Boom. What hits the hardest? Oh, that's 5. That's 8. I just got this if I pull that off, right? Of course, that's a little safer bet because I can lean on the Vastwood. That would be 3, 6. Let me pull here. This way we're out of the woods here. Actually, no. Let's go like this. That's 7. We'll just attack here. Cancel. Attack. Boop. When they plateau, some people do a refeed day so long as you don't go overboard before getting back to it. Oh, nice. And got the Vastwood backup. There we go. I'll put Reanimator. Cool, we're seeing a lot of new decks and cool stuff. Get people thinking about brewing and such. Like I said, I'm going to be in the Pauper playoff this Sunday. Got enough points to do it, so I figure what the hell. I actually am kind of ignorant on what I will exactly win here. I'm not quite sure what that entails. I really like Acolyte in this matchup because if they're going to exhume something and what is it, Dragon's Breath shows up, I can play a white and make it not have haste, which I'll buy a turn. So, plus they probably got some edict effects and such. I don't know if Mask of Long Grace is really worth bringing that in. They are playing black. I may bring in 1. Soulsfire is not going to do anything for us here. They're already doing our work for Unearth. I'm going to bring these out. Probably buy 2. I'm just going to roll like this and hope for the best. Woo! What also floats on water? Little small rocks. A duck. Here we are. Well, if I had one more draw, I might keep this hand. But we really have nothing. We're going to mulligan this. Now we've got something, but we don't have the colors. That's okay. They'll come. We'll keep. We got plenty of draw on this list. Well, 2, 3 mana is about all we need. After that, we just want to start pitching stuff to the cave. Good times. If any of y'all have good old school rules errata text or have any questions about banding, Toothmaker is your man. Send him a private chat. He'll be able to answer just about any question under the sun. He was one of the only reasons I did good in my first big Pro Tour attempt, because he was my little rules guru in the corner where I'm like, what about this? I'm always reading things the way I want to see it. He's like, it doesn't work that way, but it'd be cool if it did. It's like a good cop, bad cop. It was a good player, bad player. And I was the bad player. Still am sometimes. Ouch. Crusher shows up. This game's over. Oh yeah, I forgot to bring in Doomblade. See, this is what happens when you... I'm just going to scoop here. Well, yeah, we don't even have a option of Doomblade. Cool. He got us there. Yeah, I meant to bring in Shiraz. You're right. I totally meant to bring that in. Doomblade. Good times. I'll take out a Rancor. There's not much blocking going on here. We'll go like this. Moment's Peace is nice, but when a Crusher's coming at you and you're losing permanence, no. Rather not. Yeah, I'll have to use that Lovecraft, What Also Floats on Water scene from Monty Python. That's such a gold mine. And it's some of these old films it's nice to mine from because they don't sit there and hit you with all these copyrights. It's like, I'm not monetizing any of this. I'm just trying to entertain you guys. And sometimes people are like, oh, you're permission. It's like, shut up. It's not like I'm collecting a check from YouTube. Every video I do, I'm just like, no monetize. I don't want to bug people with ads, even though I'm sure they still happen. Yeah, I want to play first. All right. I've got a quick go at it, and we've got draw. Oh, God, I love this card. We're going to keep this. We're drawn to another land. Woo! It's going to be good times. Of course, I'm going to lead off with this, but... So, while I've got all these minds in the chat, what do you guys think with that little one of with Doomblade? Would you rather it be Journey, pros and cons, versus Doomblade? There's no other white... Well, no, there are other white enchantments. That could be a thing. Man, you know what? I'm starting to think back about... I did consider it, and because a lot of my enchantments that are good against Jeskai are white... I don't want them to be... there's only two, so if they bring in enchantment hate, what is it? The one with Radiance. I don't want them to be able to wipe off a Journey, too, if there's a Standard Bearer underneath it. So there's that. There's Void Snare, yes. Sorcery, nice. But it doesn't kill the problem. But thank you, Nimchimsky. Oh, Toothmaker, we're so different. You know I hate one-ofs. You can tell I tested a lot and brewed a lot that I made a deck with one of something in it, and it's like, ugh, it feels so impure. I hate it. Yikes. Crusher's in the house already. Wonder what the decision tree here is. This is true, Nimchimsky. I might want to just lean on like a Aether Spellbomb. Spellbombs are great because you can always draw on a pinch like this pinch. Oh man, if he's mana screwed, I just want to run him over. But if that Crusher shows up, that's the perfect draw. Let's see. I think I want to find an answer here. Let me drop the Astrolabe. We could still draw a forest or something else. This is why I lean on Astrolabe. If we draw the cave right now, we can still have colored mana. If I went the other route, we're kind of stuck. All right. Now we're really stuck. Well, if he's got it, we're going to get it. Yeah, we could have hit him for 3, but we're one card deeper and trying to find her. Don't show me a swamp. Don't show me a swamp. No swamp. No swamp. Yes! Ha! He doesn't have it. Woo! Astro's permanent that comes in handy. Yeah. Wondering why they're not playing Astrolabe. Ooh, boy, I hope they don't have it. Come on. I don't know. Just land, I guess. Hey, there's one. All right. Now, realistically, I want to play Rancor because you can sacrifice it to the Crusher. So we're gonna just do that with. Now it's time to go aggro. We'll put the screws to him. He might not even want to attack with the Dragon's Breath here because we're coming on over for death next turn. We can sacrifice the Rancor and the Astrolabe. If you ever run up against a Crusher and you have Rancor out, take a deep breath. It comes back to your hand when you sacrifice it. It's the one thing Omog Crusher pilots do not want to see out as a Rancor. So it's kind of turns it into Annihilator 1. So wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Nice one. Ouch! Well, we still got... If we draw one land, we still win this because of Reckless Charge. Double check. We don't got a way around that. That's cool. Rancor comes back. If he does his trick now, okay, we don't care if they gain life. That's why I love Infect. I don't mean love. I mean adore. That's how much I like Infect. It just breaks so many rules. Saw that the other game when we were up against... what was it? Brain fart. We were up against Marasa, and I was like, go ahead, man. All right, we've got some options here. I think the best one's just to drop a Myr and force him to have another answer. If he exhumes, we can throw back the Glistener, and gotta have been nice to have drawn a land there. We would have just won. Well, that's assuming they don't have Disfigure or something, so... Watney's Red Barrel. I am so confused, Shiraz. Missed the reference. Sometimes they don't have it. Do they have it? They're going to look for it. Tormenting Voice. I've had a few of those. Ooh, okay. Glistener showing up. They're up against it, though. We're going to bring this out. This is when you want them to attack. So we don't really have an instant way. Oh, not quite sure. Alright, well, I think we just win here unless he's got Snuff out. I'll sacrifice this and this. Sure. We still got Cave of Temptation. Makes all our spells very playable and expensive. Well, there's a variety of things we can do. I think the smartest one's just to probably... Actually, no. We'll cancel that. Let's see. Maybe he does have Snuff out. So the best play here is to go from here to Cave of Temptation. That way we'll be able to sacrifice Rancor in that and still live a turn. We could take 10 if he boosts up the spell here. Let's draw a card. Maybe it's a land. Woo! Well, just about everything here does it. But I'm going to lean on this. No sense in overkilling. If he's got some spell answer for that, we'll at least have a way out. Oh, all right. It's enough. Good times. All right, guys. I'm going to use the restroom one more time. I'll be right back after these messages.
your den clouded in a funky, ethereal haze? Did she stop coming over because it smells like a stinkweed imp died weeks ago? Laying in Den Guard Clump and Seal has you covered. Advanced Pride Mage technologies create a feral invocation against the smells of your litter box, so you can get back to the things that really matter. Pride Mage is excited to bring you Den Guard, our strongest odor blocker to date.
And happy Friday 13th, back at ya. This will be the last game here. This will be number 5. If we were playing a tournament, we'd be 3-1 right now, but it doesn't really matter in the tournament practice room. Everything's kind of up in the air. Gives you a nice little showcase of what we're up against in good hands like this one. We've got the color, we got the spells, we got 2 critters. That's good times. All right. Oh, so she give it a few. Yeah, it's tough. If you, I forget what the. Hold on. First thing. Just in case. If I got 2 creatures, I usually lead off with a Glistener just because sometimes they can stumble on mana. They're not always on Scred. We're probably going to eat it right here. And we do have Unearth for those sorts of things. Sometimes they're a little worried about a mutagenic play. Firebolt. Good scenario. This is not looking good already. Someone runs Firebolt. Yikes. Let's drop this. Watch we get Unearth. That'd be funny. Nope. One more color fix and source, and we might have a Rakdos brew again. This is not Mr. Not Nice we're up against. Well, we're drawing a little heavy on the critter front, so I'm not going to be shy. I'm just going to bring these out, and Infect should not be able to do this. Draw a card and play every single best Infect spell, but I'm doing it. Rakdos control. Yeah! And we actually might have a pretty good game against this because of Reckless Charge. Seal of Fire, a Seal of Strength. Such a good card. You put that with Reckless Charge and that's 7 Infect damage. It's crazy. And now we've got both colors rocking and rolling. Might just want to wait for our opening here with only 2 critters left. Booyah! There it is. Well, let's give this a try. It might die a horrible death, a fiery death. Who are we to judge? Hey, you got a turn. That Chainer's Edict. Whoops. Watch, I'm going to be saying whoops. Here comes half your life. It's coming back for your wife. Ah! Terminated. But we're still not really down a card. That was still kind of a 1-for-1 because of the flashback. So, and we've got him thinking like, oh crap, this is terrifying. Oh, look at Grixis control. Change of heart. Well, there's a little win con. Boy, you can't really, can't imagine there's much else there, huh? I want to put this out as a little bit of a sacrificial lamb. Yeah. You got removal now or not? I guess you don't. That's kind of a free look at the hand. There's Firebolt will probably be online next turn. If I draw 1 land, we can haste this out again. It'll be alright. 3 colors, no snow. Maybe he's been living under a rock. Yeah, you're right. Alright. This is probably going to flip. He'll drop a land. He'll burn that out. Feel safe. Now let's remind ourselves, it feels like we've hit him or her, but we haven't. They haven't shown us their hand, so they probably remove light. They're gaining life, which we don't care about. Come on over, Mr. Delva. Alright. Maybe we can just find some other ways to fix stuff. Again, drawing cards, fixing things. Oh, this is beautiful. See, now next turn we can just unearth, recharge, do all kinds of good stuff. It's gross. I think I'm going to do it this turn because he will have Firebolt math. I'm just going to get on over with this. It's alright. Go ahead and block with your Delver. That's funny. Don't ever do this, people, but I think Infect doesn't see enough play that people do it a lot. They'll block here and then they'll boost it, like maybe a double Mutagenic Growth or something, and they're like, it doesn't work. It's wither damage. Your stuff dies. I've seen that happen a lot. It's seriously, if you play a tournament round with this 1 in 5, something will happen like that. They'll try to save their critter, and it's like, it don't work that way. Outside of a what do you call main deck Electrickery, if they're running that, I'm good with it. I'm gonna kind of go all in here. You got Electrickery main, you deserve it. It's for hands like these. As there's a Firebolt there, I want him to think twice about flashing that back. It's gonna cost him the whole turn. Delver shows up. Oh, and it's a Firebolt. Well, if he drops another land, he'll be able to take out both agents, sit back, take one Infect, and kill the Glistener Elf. But he might be a little worried here. We're happy that he's revealed Firebolt at sorcery speed. So if we get through this turn, we might have it. There's part of the equation. Reckless charge in the yard. And another thing about this list, I don't mean to sing its praises too loudly. I mean, it's definitely beatable. We've seen that in round 1 with Burn. But the other thing about this list is it uses the graveyard, but it kind of doesn't. I mean, it does. There's some Unearth in it, but you don't want to be bringing in like Relic against this list because, yeah, it might hinder me a little bit. It's going to hinder you a lot. You're diluting your deck, and it's just, I think it's a bad call. Very strange play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess he's just going to nuke the agent. Now I'm really confused. He's got Firebolt access. Has he got a sweeper and he's waiting for me to go all in on this? Not sure. Huh. Well, I'm not showing that card for anything. These critters are both dead soon. I'm just wondering why he didn't flash that back. Wail of the Nim? Nobody would play that in that style. Yet Darkness, I love that card. I think I'm just going to sit. I mean, I'm going to attack. I don't want to get 2 for 1 here. The only way that play makes sense, he's got like another Terminate, Lightning Bolt, something. He might now hit the onus is back on him. Yeah, thought so. Okay. We'll pause like we have Vines of Vastwood. We don't, obviously. We're hitting there. Well, we saved a Reckless Charge. I don't want to play that land. I want him to think that we've got some sort of Tricknology, which we don't. Be great if he can. I mean, bad for us. Be great for him if he can sneak out of this. Firebolt will kind of give us a free duress. Unless he's... Is he playing Blightning? Alright, that's what I thought would happen. Keeping open a blue. Interesting. The Bloodfell Caves is not an option. Maybe a Ponders in our midst or another insect. Who knows? Swiftwater Cliffs. Gaining life. We don't care. He's only at 4 Infect. I mean, we can remedy that real quick. If we draw that. You can see why I like this deck. It's just intoxicating. Here we go. Red, red, red. Doink, boom. Whoosh, boom, boom, bink, bow. And we win. Unless he's got some sort of bounce spell. Nobody expects their life to end in a hasted 1 turn. And yes, scrolling way back up at the chat, the Black Fleet Goblin or whatever, the one with haste, I have tried to brew around that a lot. But the only thing it's really good against in a list like this would be Tron, and we've already kind of dead set against that. So I didn't even write it down. Oh, we were up against Rakdos. Tons of removal, and we still found a way to do it. So Mask of Law and Grace is going to go a long way in this build. So I'm going to bring in these. Boop. I'm going to bring in these. I'm going to take out Soul's Fire. Unearth we really like here. There's not much blocking going on, and I don't want to get 2 for 1, so I'm going to take out all my Rancors. And I think we're going to be good here. Boop, boop. Here we go. this will be the last round, folks. Thank you for that, Toothmaker. I appreciate it. Yeah. Gonna be playing all weekend. Recommend you all do the same if you got some time and a computer and all that good stuff. Can't wait to see what we're gonna see. All right. Well, we've got the hate card. We don't have mana fixing though. We got double hate. I'm actually gonna pitch this. It is possible we're very far away from an Astrolabe or a mana source, so I'll mulligan this. Plus, it's not very proactive. It's very defensive. Ugh. You know what? It's about time we draw a little clunky. We're going to mulligan again. Yikes. Going to mulligan again. We will keep this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. I've got to get rid of one more thing. Ouch. Actually, I'll get rid of that. Done. We can't play it till mana shows up. Mana will help us draw something. We'll probably get another one. I really want double protection there. Sneak Fest would be a good name for a multicolored Infect list. Yes. Or maybe I should take a cue from Oops All Instants and be like, Oops, Infect. That's what it feels like. Well, I mean, look at last turn. It's like, oops, I won. Yeah, I was really debating whether to show this or not because I'm very tempted to play it. I'm going to play 1 or 2 leagues this weekend with it just because it's just so damn fun. Like I said, it pretty regularly 3-2s or betters. I still haven't 5-0'd with it. Part of my ego's to blame too. You know, I'm like, hey, if this thing catches on, I want to be known for it. And this is my build, damn it. And whatever that's worth. I'm sure somebody out there will plus or minus a few cards and make it even better. Who knows? Land. All right. So far, so good. I'm not feeling too bad here. Problem against one of these Caligula decks, as I like to call them, where they just kill everything, is you're setting up and they're just getting ready for absolute obliteration. I cannot believe I drank this entire... This is like a gallon jug. You'd like it, Toothmaker. One of my oldest memories of Toothmaker in tournaments was carrying around this gigantic water jug and always snacking. All right, well, let's give a little sacrificial lamb here. Maybe we'll eat an Electrickery and our Mutagenic will do something. Come on, show us Electrickery. Deluxe effect. Deluxe infect. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, too much ego on that end, though. Of course, I did have that one deck called Deluxe Red, but that's what I played in the no rules Pauper tournament. Oh, I guess they don't have Electrickery, or they're just waiting for it all in. I warn you against Tron, especially if you have the misfortune of meeting up against Hellsaw, the master of Tron. Don't go wide with Infect. Just hit as hard as you can, as fast as you can. I'm going to attempt to save this. That's what it's there for anyway. Show us a lightning bolt, maybe 2 for 2. Hard to say that with Firebolt because it flashes back. All right. Well, we got a little surprise out of him. No more ahas with Gut Shot. We'll see. Excuse me. All right. Cave of Temptation shows up. Woo! Problem here is I have to go all in to save this. What do you guys say? Play the agent? Yeah, if you think about it, there's quite a bit of draw, and there's like, I think there's 14 ways to hit your mana, so it does, Nimchimsky, you're right. Now I'm tempted. This is aptly named, isn't it? Cave of Temptation. It's like, well, do you play the agent or not? They've got 5 cards. I'm gonna wait. Best case scenario, they don't have anything, and what? We can't really trip. We're gonna hit for 1. In fact, I'd rather maybe wait for an open door. Maybe a Mole Drifter with a Reckless Charge, and we can get in underneath him. He won't survive. He gotta write that in some sort of Arnold Schwarzenegger font, if there is such a thing. It'd probably be really big and loud. And I think get blighted. No, Glistener Elf, Ichorclaw Myr. Okay. Again, stay away from the cave unless you're in a real big pinch with these, because in the end you're going to want to pitch these to start getting them out of Electrickery range. It's rare that that happens. Well, this feels kind of neat. If I had, you know what, I'm going to wait on that too. So I'll be able to back something up with Vastwood. You know, there's already a Firebolt in the yard, but it'll at least tap them out. But we're really waiting on Reckless Charge to show up. Or, hey, let's not forget, we've got 4 hate cards. Again, if you follow me at all on Facebook, you'll see me ranting over 3 or 4 months now. It's almost entirely red that you have to worry about. There's almost nothing else in the format, it seems like. So, Cave of Temptation shows up again. All right, we'll play it. Mana's right now. I won't repeat that, but it's pretty funny. Let's do this. It's okay. We'll still have an Unearth target. I kind of want him to tap out here for the Firebolt. Learn a little something about the hand. I thought this was the 3rd game. I guess it's the 2nd one. You don't see too many Gurmag anglers anymore. That's one thing Scred will do to a format. And this guy's playing 3 colors and no Astrolabes. He's a purist. He's not tempted by any caves. Well, that sucks. He just kind of shows us like, hey, look, I've got extra. We'll do this. It should be a Cave of Nakedness right now. I feel like, what are we going to do with 1 clear mana? Maybe we can get a negate out of this. Now, imagine, well, there are scenarios, and it happens quite a bit. You guys have already talked about that, where you unearth into a Reckless, but you really need those seals to be out there. But we've got more than 3 turns here. I think he's going to be saving his damage for our face. I mean, for our creatures, not our face. Of course, 1 bolt will mean the difference of 2 attacks or 3 with the Gurmag Angler, but we'll see what we can do here. Oh, this is weird. Well, I'm going to... I care about this one less, so I'm going to lead off with that in case he thinks we only have 1 of these. And we're going to use the Temptation to pay 2 for the Unearth so that we have Vastwood backup for what is inevitably going to be a fiery turn. Keep up with me in the chat, folks. If you don't chime in, I don't know that you're there, baby. All right. In this stage, it doesn't really matter. We'll go here to here. We'll say this. Yeah, this is really our only out. Bring that out. 2, 4. Maybe he'll tap all the way out. We'll take 5. We're going to be just hellbent, though, so it's pretty rare that we're going to be able to... Yeah, late game, it's pretty awesome to draw Reckless Charge, too. You think it's a great card, and it is early on. It's awesome. But late game, like if he taps all out, we protect it, and we had enough to do it, you can double hit it, and it's like, dude, that's 7 Infect, just boom, just like that. And it's usually enough. I'm here, says Mike Mello. Nice, Mark Mello. Good to see you, my friend. All right. Yeah, he's attacking. I'm sorry. I'm going to take it up a notch. Okay. And sometimes it makes sense to block these because it turns the Gurmag into a 4/4 and then the math gets all screwed up. Again with this discipline. Well, I don't even think another Vine saves us here. Okay. That helps a lot. I think they might just have a lightning bolt here. Give the illusion of limping around a bit. I mean, we could sit back, block, but that thing's not going to live another turn, so Let's see what we get here. So we'll do it now. He doesn't have Scred. Flame Slash is a sorcery. There might be an Edict effect, but I ain't going to be winning any Magic games doing it that way. So Unearth is gone. We're pretty dead here. I don't have any delusions that we're going to win this one, but it might make for some good theater, so let's do it. Attack! Huzzah! We'll get him in fear range. Boop! I think we did too, says Mark Mello. Yes, I believe we are. Oh, that hurts. Ouch. Me and my big mouth saying, everything's red. Good for them. Diversifying the portfolio there. Yeah, we're dead. He's just going to let they see it. It's funny how many times people miss something like this. Just a Firebolt Angler attack. Which is cool. We'll go to a game 3. We're supposed to lose against Rakdos. I mean, everything. Look at that graveyard. Just kill, kill, kill. Bounce. Counter. No wonder we didn't even hurt him. We sure did the first game, but we got the respect of playing a little conservative, which you should. Because this thing will. And, hey, let's be honest. We mulliganed 3 times, and we didn't see any of our sideboard. Maybe that won't happen this time. And if it does, we really want to see this and this. It's very threat dense. Everything that isn't a threat draws a card and fixes things and moves things forward. So at first glance, you're like, oh, that's a lot of cards. It's like, nope. Even on Earth, it's like, in a pinch, draw 2 cards. Something green should not be able to do very much, but good time. So this will be it, guys. After this, I'm going to roll to a few things and call it a day. Moving forward, if you missed the top of the show, we're going to be kind of doing a little bit more casual outings just because of the rampant ghosting that's been going on. And yeah, figure playing a 5-round tournament, about 2 rounds of it are ghosted. You're going to lose those, so you're already starting at like a negative. I'm going to keep this. This way there's no real incentive for somebody to do it. If they do it, big deal. I'm not out any tickets, so that's these weekend tournaments and stuff. This weekend we've got the Pauper playoffs, so I'm just qualified for that. But a lot of times these challenges, boy, you do bad in those, you're out 25 tickets. It can add up. Here we go. Boom, boom, boom. However, if anybody out there really wants to see me play a tournament, you got a deck and you're willing to put up the 8-ticket funds, we've done that probably a dozen times in the past. No problem with that. But just be aware that results will be probably varied, just because, unfortunately, the popularity of Pauperganda, it's a good thing, but also kind of sucks in some ways. All right. You know what? I think I'm going to lead off with the Agent. They don't have any creatures, and unless we draw another mana fixer, we're not going to be able to do a 1-2 punch here, but we will with him. So with him, I don't know. It looks kind of androgynous to me. All right, let's rock with this. We can still save it with Mutagenic. Maybe they've just got a Karoo land and they have a Firebolt. Let's see what we're going to go for here. Look at that. Up a card, mana fixed. Infect should not be able to do this. It's that whole draw thing. If it fixes the mana, that's fine. But God, drawing a card on top of that, it's like there's no reason not to play these. Okay, show me a tap land. Gain some life, please. Don't play like a swamp or a mountain. Come on, baby. Woo! All right. Gain 11 life. I don't care. We're going to hit nice and hard. Problem is, well, change of plans. I'm going to rock with the Glistener Elf because I can have Vastwood backup. So click nice and slow here. Lead off with this. We'll go like this. And out of the blue, there goes half your life. Boink. Keep the chat rolling, folks. Get a little worried when it gets all quiet in the house. So if they can deal with one, they're still almost dead just due to the Reckless Charge flashback. All right. Hey, I've never seen that emoji. Thank you for that, M. Chimsky. Very nice. Think on what? Electrickery, maybe? Well, we're just drawing all the creatures, aren't we? Oh, Soshi, that's great. Yeah, if you're interested, no pressure, but if you are interested in doing that, send your deck list to pauperganda@gmail.com. If you got any sideboard notes and stuff, or if you're open for interpretation, sometimes there might be a nagging. Not that I know all the answers, but the number of times I've played, a lot of times I'll find something where I'm like, maybe this instead of this. But if it's not open to negotiations, obviously that's a-okay because it's your money. But it is a neat way to see how it plays out. Let's see, we've got that. I'm just really respecting Electrickery right now. I'm going to hold off here. Oh yeah, so she usually on Fridays, unless otherwise noted. They could have. This is a tough decision. I think I'm going to let this go. Let's see. Here comes a swamp, probably, right? They got angler food, 3, 4, 5. Nope. Unless someone want to tap out. Let's see what we have here. Good for you, Soshi. Yeah, I barely have any expertise in other languages. Thank God most of the world knows English. Quite the dunce when it comes to the language department. Unless you start really early, I've heard, but I didn't. Gutabond. I probably shouldn't say things I don't know what they mean, but there you go. If I hear from you, we'll do that. If not, we'll just keep moving forward. Who knows? Really want another pump spell. Woohoo! How much do I like this? He's like, what? Problem is, we can't really help anything yet, but it might cause that to happen, which causes this to happen, and then we might be able to pull that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We still got enough creatures here. I'm going to get real nervous. An edict would suck. This is fine. He's really churning out here. That's fine. Gotta watch out for that vapor snag, but at this point he's going to have to use it. I know it feels weird, a Crimson Acolyte and Infect, but when the metagame's like it is, you got to open your mind and be like, what's the problem? The problem is red. Famous last words as he pulls a vapor snag or something, right? Not saying they aren't there, but who was I chatting to the other day too? And I came to the same conclusion where it was like, I want to stay away from red and blue answers because there's so many counter answers to the answers. Kind of at an immediate advantage if you do the opposite. All right, we will drop this, knowing it's protected, unless he's got an expel. Nope. All right. We'll chill out. I still crack up being Friday the 13th and all. Every other hotel I stay at and stuff, it's just that 13th floor isn't there. It's so ridiculous that human being adults that affects them. It's like, there is still a 13th floor. It's called 14, you jackass. And everybody's going to start getting all worried. Now I'm staying on this floor. I'm going to cast this, and if it works, I am going to attack because a 2/2 angler is I can just trample over the top of, and we're going to have to kind of put it to him here. If this scenario goes down, I will cast the Glistener Elf outside of any sort of black shenanigans with Chainer's Edicts and such. Okay. These little one-ofs, you got to be careful. It'd really be nice if we, like a lot of our other games, if we had enough there. But so this is a good example, too, for those of you new to Infect or Wither damage. This is permanently a 2/2 now. So when this attacks, if he blocks it, it will die because this will be a 3/3. So feeling pretty good here. Opponent's got 2. We've got nothing, but we don't really. We've got... This is... Reckless Charge is kind of in our hand, if you think like I do. Which is probably a bad thing. Wow, Lovecraft, that's awesome. Yeah, I'm really jealous. I wish I could snap my fingers. I just can't. The effort's just so extreme to learn a language. Oh my god, especially after you turn like 15 or so. It's just crazy how much harder it is. And my wife, like, she was adopted from Korea. Well, let's see. I'm going to let that go. I can smell a trap here. He's got another one, and he's just going to hit this one for it. Anyway, she was adopted and obviously was totally fluent in Korean. Completely lost it. And it only took like 6 months for her to lose it. So that's my fear. I'm going to go all in with no real goal. Use all this brain power and then just womp womp. It's going to go from there. So, all right, let's kill this angler. I'm so into things being efficient. I wish we could just all... Cultures aside, it'd be nice. Yeah, we're going to have them for posterity's sake, but it'd be nice to merge languages and so everybody could understand each other. And as a species, I think it would be a good play. Culturally, not so much. I mean, we could still remember things and stuff, but like one of the biggest drawbacks of English is the word right, because it's a direction and a confirmation. It's just... There's a lot of Three Stooges skits that poke fun at that. So, good times. Well, this is cool. Hopefully my Crimson Acolyte or my little tech here is actually holding them off, or at least giving people ideas out there. Not that you should shove them in any deck, but hey, if you're really leaning on critters, it's a good thing to have. Because now we can just play Vastwood without any worry. Well, we do have a worry, don't we? It's called Vapor Snag. Hey, I love this because now we've got 2 activations of this. A little clunky if you need to do it 2 times in a turn, I'm not going to lie, but hey, it's usually going to cost them a 2-for-1 for it, so sure, Osman, I can barely speak English most days. All right, well, we're going to say no to that in form of this because that's red. Yet another red spell that gets rid of things, protection from red. Boop. Now, outside of a Vapor Snag, they have no cards. Well, they have 1 card left. I'm lying. Yeah, I'm going to attack here. We're protected from red. We're just going to go for the win here because, well, just because. We're already protected from red. Vapor Snag's about it. Do we got it? Woo, we got it. So if that would have been a tournament, we'd be 4-1. We lost a burn. Just because, remember, we mulliganed, I believe we mulliganed pretty drastically, and we also just didn't find our hate in time. And that brings me to another point. Don't go anywhere quite yet. Our, excuse me, this list, one of the main reasons I did run 4 Crimson Acolytes for not the longest time, I would say a few hours, but against burn, you're really going to want the masks to be there, and it also helps out against the rare black matchups that you're going to face. Just that you set this and you forget it and you're good to go and you win the games that you can drop Mask of Law and Grace. Same cannot be said for Acolyte because you might find your hate, but then you might not have enough mana to activate. I didn't mean to rhyme there, but what are we going to do? Mark Mello in the house. All right. So anyway, guys, that's going to do it. I got a few new things to show you all. Happy Friday the 13th. Don't be superstitious. Get out there, play some Pauper. Love the format just like I do and everybody else. And if you're liking this deck and you want to support us on Buy Me a Coffee, the supporters of Buy Me a Coffee get a free sideboarding guide with all my little tips and tricks of what to bring in and out. There's that too. Little promotion. Anyway, we'll see you guys next week on Pauperganda. Adios.
down to Golgari's Southern Grill for the finest in Cajun cuisine. Whether it's our signature brown scale brisket or the gourmet goulash, you'll gnaw all of our items to the bone. Feed your clan at Golgari's. Whether you prey upon the spicy root waters and wash it all down with our famous scorpion slash, or try our award-winning Sakura steak sandwich with croissant kale salad, topped with our own wicker bowl sauce. This is Golgari's Southern Grill. Go get you some.